What's up, everybody? My name's Big Cam and welcome back to another Comically Boston Monday morning weekly nerdy news podcast where we break down all the weekly nerdy news that happened over the last week. And it was an interesting little week. We got some posters, we got some new Rotten Tomatoes scores for some new films coming out, we got some new looks at The Last of Us Season 2, a new poster for Andor Season 2, some concept art for Daredevil Born Again and Fantastic Four First Steps that was put out. And let's get right on into it, shall we? This is a big week, and we'll end out today's show talking about the Thunderbolts and where that could be going, heading towards their release in May. But we open on some photos of SOFIA, FALCONE, and Catwoman, friggin' Selena Kyle, or Kristen Milioti and Zoe Kravitz were holding hands in Paris and seem to be getting along chummy. And I just love the fact that they're together right now and people sparking rumors that, oh my god, are they shooting Batman Part 2? Are they preparing for the Batman Part 2 together? And the daughters of Falcone are going to be together, where Selena and Sophia get to be together. I would absolutely love this. I mean, maybe they're also trying to prepare some type of, like, the Penguin Season 2, and Zoe Kravitz could be in that. Like, either way, I loved Kristen Milioti's performance as Sophia Falcone and Zoe Kravitz's performance as Selena Kyle. So if they come together in the Batman Part 2 or the Penguin Season 2, I wouldn't be mad at all. A new documentary about the Celtics just released on Max called Celtics City. I've yet to check it out, but you know me, I love me my Celtics, and I think this is not only just a documentary that they filmed over the last year following the Celtics as they won their championship, but I think this is also footage from the past where, a very known Boston Celtics fan, Bill Simmons, is producing, and some of the executive producers from the Last Dance documentary. So this has to be pretty good. But comment below if you checked out the Celtics documentary on Max, and if you would, let me know because I need to check it out for sure. A new movie poster for something I haven't heard of, but it's called Hurry Up Tomorrow, and I believe it's starring The Weeknd, Jenna Ortega, and Barry Keoghan. So I have no idea what this is about. Just from the poster alone, it looks like maybe some type of horror-esque thing. But, you know, say Barry Keoghan and Jenna Ortega are like the stars of this thing. They're both on their rise with The Weeknd, and Barry Keoghan was absolutely famous last year for going full frontal in Saltburn. So, you know, but I could picture this being a May 16th type of Saltburn, middle of the year release where it blows people's minds, but it's not necessarily like an Oscar contending movie. Steven Soderberg's new film, The Black Bag, starring Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender and a ton of other people, a spy film, comes out March 14th, so next week, or actually later this week this comes out. So, and its current Rotten Tomatoes score is 96% Rotten Tomatoes score, and it's a rated R movie. It's going to be an hour and 33 minutes. That's actually a good runtime, a rated R, so it might be violent and show that violence. 96% with that cast. I might need to go see this. I also want to go see Mickey 17. I might go see that today if I can, but Novocaine with Jack Quaid also comes out in March here, and his Rotten Tomatoes score is sitting at 94% with 16 reviews. So, hour and 50-minute movie, rated R. I'm hearing good things about this, you know, and I think the Novocaine premise of that movie is that he can't feel pain, and pain keeps getting inflicted to him, and he's just kind of sitting there like, that hurts, stop it, but it doesn't really hurt. Also, coming out in May on Amazon Prime, Another Simple Favor, which I did like A Simple Favor, the first film. This is the sequel to A Simple Favor, Another Simple Favor, and this is starring Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively again, but this time it seems that they're over in Europe somewhere. So I don't know what the deal is with this, but its Rotten Tomatoes score right now is sitting at 73% with 22 reviews, and that's a 2-hour movie. Mystery, murder mystery type of thing was like the first movie. I don't know how they're doing a sequel to this, but they did. You know, I said in my movie review for it that I'm like, hey, I wonder if they do a sequel, or if they could. Apparently they are. So, yeah. Will you be checking that out? Were you a fan of the first movie? Comment those type of things down below. The next film I am very much so looking forward to seeing, and this is Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, but the cast is absolutely ridiculous, and this is the current cast that we know about. Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, Charlize Theron, which I didn't even realize she was in it, John Bernthal, Benny Safdie, Himesh Patel, Elliot Page, Bill Irwin, Samantha Morton, John Leguizamo, Cosmos Jarvis from Shogun, Mia Goth, Corey Hawkins, William Lee, and Jesse Garcia from the Cheetos movie. What? This is insane. I mean, just absolutely insane list of people. Like, that's what, 20, 19 different actors that are in this film? Like, that is... Then I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's more that we don't know about. Like, that's insanity. Also, kind of insanity, if you have been a fan of the Bond movies for a long time, they apparently just got sold recently to Amazon Prime, and Bezos was not so happy about Barbara Broccoli's comments and says Amazon had approached the Broccolis with pitches for the James Bond spin-off series based on Moneypenny. So they wanted to do a spin-off of James Bond instead of just doing a new Bond film. And once it was revealed that Broccoli called the Amazon exec fucking idiots to her friends, Jeff Bezos said, "I don't care what it costs, get rid of her." So, of course, 007 getting bought by Bezos and Amazon going just as well as you would think so far. I don't know why they ever decided to sell it or do whatever they're doing with Amazon, but I think it's a terrible idea. A new poster for Andor Season 2 that is dropping April 22nd is coming out soon, and I do like this poster with the Death Star looming in the background, because that is kind of what this whole series and Rogue One was about, is that they had found out, the rebels, that a Death Star was being made, and that leads us into A New Hope, where they're trying to destroy the Death Star, and, you know, everyone, Darth Vader's going up against them, Luke has to become the hero, you know, blow up the Death Star, that whole thing, all that happens right after Andor, right? So Andor is just the prequel to all this, and you got Stellan Skarsgård coming back, Diego Luna. I love Cassian Andor. This series is highly underrated, and April 22nd we'll be covering that again. But another show coming out in April is The Last of Us Season 2, and we just got some new images released, one of them being this heartbreaking scene from the game that's a flashback where Joel, you know, in the game it's a huge point that Ellie can't swim, so he teaches her how to swim, and then he brings her to a dinosaur museum, and one of her favorite things is space, so he brings her to this like space module, and I can't believe they're actually doing this flashback in live action, and how close to the actual scene it looks in the game. Like, it looks crazy, and the filmmakers and the people making this show are just phenomenal. Craig Mazin, Neil Druckmann, y'all deserve all the credit. But I believe this is Gabriel Luna and Bella Ramsey as they are on Shimmer and his horse, as they are riding out doing some type of patrol together. We also have young Mazzino here playing Jesse. Love him. Jesse's one of my favorite characters from the game. We also have a shot of Joel here looking all old and long hair and cold and snowy. But soon this man will look like Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four. Isn't that crazy? And then we also have our last picture here of Catelyn Deaver as Abby, which is a controversial character from the game, but I think she looks pretty spot on for Abby, and I love Catelyn Deaver as an actress, so I believe this is going to propel her into a stardom type of role, and we might start seeing her in more things, more movies, stuff like that. But really, really good stuff coming from The Last of Us Season 2. So comment below, are you excited for The Last of Us? Were you a fan of the first season? What are your thoughts? Let me know. We got some concept art here for Daredevil Born Again, where Matt is seemingly, this is like his concept art that we might be seeing in this part of the coming up episode, where some guys rob a bank, and then I think Matt takes one of their masks and wears it himself so he can be Daredevil but not, you know, expose himself as Matt Murdock, being the guy as, yeah, just beating all these guys up, you know what I mean? But this little outfit here where he breaks the walking stick in half to beat people, I kind of like that. The Daredevil suit concept art honestly is much closer to what the suit is right now, so I think they went with this look. And then it got announced recently that Hot Toys is making a Daredevil Born Again Hot Toys figure, and they haven't revealed it fully yet, but it is coming soon. And this is the image they released of him with the baton and just leaning and with the horns. God damn it, if you guys know, I've collected Hot Toys a little bit, and you guys also might realize that the background looks differently right now. I got Superman in there, some Hot Toys over here now, like craziness that this Hot Toys figure looks this good and is gonna hurt my wallet that I need to get it ASAP, but moving on to some Fantastic Four First Steps concept art. And you can see their futuristic New York City as there's some different futuristic looking buildings. There's like some archways and railways going through the city, flying cars. Like that's a flying police car, I believe, closest to screen, bottom left, like crazy. And then there's some other shots where like we see Herbie drones like directing traffic and futuristic cars and that same railway we just saw running through the city. Pretty nuts how it still, you know, captures the look of New York, but it's got this futuristic vibe. And then obviously this is the hub of like the Baxter building and like their living space, and you can see Ben over there in the corner, Vanessa, the Invisible Woman, sitting on the couch, and Mr. Fantastic standing there. But this is all concept art, so it's not necessarily how they look. But very interesting concept art that's being released over the last couple weeks. Like why? I'm not sure, but moving on to the Thunderbolts, we have a new Thunderbolts magazine poster, and at the top it says, "First word, Edgar Wright on The Running Man," which is Edgar Wright's new film with Glenn Powell. But this is an Empire magazine, The Last of Us, a traumatic TV event of the year, James Cameron inside the Avatar's writing room, Havoc, Tom Hardy on the Rampage, different movies coming, Avatar, The Last of Us Season 2, Havoc with Tom Hardy coming out soon. But then at the bottom you see Meet Earth's Fightiest Heroes. Instead of mightiest heroes like the Avengers, the Thunderbolts are the fightiest of heroes. And I love how they threw more, like in the trailer you only see a couple of them in this you know, van, what is it, limousine, and the person driving is Red Guardian, Sophia Alexi, and Yelena's in the passenger seat, but they have this shot with them all in the back seat where you got Yelena in the back, Bucky in there, Taskmaster, Ghost, John Walker, and Bob with it back there. But really love that. And then it says, "On set and in trouble with Marvel's motley crew." So now they're the Earth's fightiest heroes and the Marvel's motley crew. Oh boy. And at the bottom it says, "Plus Nicolas Cage, Warfare, and Black Mirror." Interesting little Empire magazine. I didn't pick up the magazine itself, so if anyone that did, was there any other Marvel articles throughout it? There's also this image of the Empire Thunderbolts, and it's like got bullet holes, and it looks like they're all like pressed into metal, and it's like this orange classic, only 35 cents, like throwback retro logo poster design. I don't know, but it looks good. I do think that Thunderbolts is going to be exceptional, but there was a synopsis that came out for it recently, and also some Empire exclusive images. You can see Red Guardian, Yelena, John Walker, and Ghost back there beating up these guys, which I believe is at the base of the new Avengers Tower. You can see Gerald Viswanathan behind Julia Louis-Dreyfus right here in this shot, and there looks like broken glass all over the floor as well. You can see this shot of Yelena holding a flashlight, which in my first glance I thought was a lightsaber when I first saw it. I was like, oh wow, look at that beam. But no, that's a flashlight, and she is clearly trying to get Bob out of this facility, and he doesn't seem to be hurting her, so maybe they're cool. But there was a teaser trailer that got released too, but the synopsis that got released says, "After finding themselves ensnared in a death trap, 7 delusional castoffs must embark on a dangerous mission that will force them to confront the darkest corners of their pasts." Interesting. In that trailer, the teaser trailer, it was kind of looked more like an A24 indie film type of trailer, and they had these different character posters: Yelena in yellow, Red Guardian in red, John Walker in blue, Ghost in white, Bob in green, and in teal, Winter Soldier. But some new images for them as well. And then this one image that I really wanted to talk about is Yelena, looking at Yelena in like that synopsis where they have to fight, they confront parts of their darkest pasts. So Yelena, maybe Bob Sentry makes Yelena in those, the dark cloud we see going over New York. Maybe he's making all of them see their darkest version of themselves, and Yelena here fighting Yelena. What? Like, Yelena, the one on the right looks very evil with the slicked hair, and the one on the left looks like she's been through a hell of a day. But what? Like, why is this in this trailer? Like, Yelena grabbing herself by the throat? Like, that's crazy. Why is this happening? I need to know more about this movie. I need to feast my eyes on it so much. I need to know why Bucky's a congressman. You know, like, I need to Thunderbolts is one of the most fascinating movies of the year, because I'm like, I have know nothing about it, but yet I still want to see it. You know what I mean? And then just to close today's show, the Russo brothers, post-Endgame, have released 3 films. Every single one of them has been negatively rated and reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes. In 2021, Cherry with Tom Holland. And it's funny, each one of their films has had somebody from the MCU. Tom Holland's Cherry, which I heard was a decent movie and an interesting, like, take for him to be playing that role going from Spider-Man, but it only has a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes. The Gray Man I thought was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. Not the best movie, but still, I enjoyed it. Ryan Gosling's in there, and he's like the star of that movie, with Ana de Armas in there as well. But Chris Evans is playing like a villain with a mustache in that movie. 45% Rotten Tomato score, but hey, I still enjoyed that one. That one I thought was pretty good. Now, I haven't seen The Electric State with Chris Pratt, obviously Star-Lord, and Millie Bobby Brown, and that's now sitting at 18%, so that's now their least reviewed movie, and that is crazy, because that movie I think has like a $320 million budget, and then they laid an egg, and it's supposed to not make money, and it's not going to have a return on investment at all, and they're just like, I don't care, like, Netflix paid for this, cool, whatever, we're going to make Avengers, see you later. You know, like, they really don't care at all. But Electric State, I mean, I hope it has a better audience score, but 18% critic score, oof, that almost discourages me a little bit to go watch it, you know what I mean? Like, if something's that poorly reviewed, sometimes you just don't go see it. Like, Love Hurts was super negatively reviewed. I went and saw it. The review did nothing, because nobody went and saw it. Nobody cared, you know? It's like, that just sucks. That was a pretty good movie. Not the best movie, but it's entertaining, you know? A good Valentine's Day movie. But it is what it is, you know? And the Russos are heading over to start filming Avengers Doomsday pretty soon, so they got a lot on their plate, you know? So they're finishing up their press for Electric State and then going right into Avengers. So I don't know. I'll be checking that out when I see it. But have you guys seen any of those other Russo brothers films, and what do you think of them? That's today's show, another Comically Boston. Thank you guys so much for coming on by, and if you would like to follow my other social medias, links down in the description below. Big Cam, 2G's in the Big, pretty much anywhere, and you can find me. Thank you guys so much. If you've made it this far and you would like to support the channel, the best way to do that is by liking this video, commenting down below, subscribing if you're new and you haven't done that already, hitting that bell so you don't miss future videos and you get the notifications. Thank you so much. If you do all that and you stayed this long, I really appreciate you. And once again, my name is Big Cam. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.